Good morning, folks. We've got a big announcement at the end of the show today. We'll run around the weather woes and then head to space, but we're starting with that bright spot on the sun as we come to spaceweathernews.com. We find the last day on our star with both Earth-facing transequatorial coronal hole and the northern incoming opening easily visible, dark. Bright spot is that active region which is brighter as it turns in to face us, but alas, slightly less active. About half of the actual sunspots beneath it disappeared the last 24 hours. The solar wind looks jumpy, but we are entirely down in calm range here with more than 24 hours of ambient quiet plasma stream. This has geomagnetic conditions low and in the green. Let's go over to the Philippines, where they've been taking a lot of blood echo earthquakes from the deep and been staring up at a tropical storm just sitting on the coastline. It is expected to further sit there a few more days as other systems roll quickly across Mariana, and then finally it's going to hit the northern territories on Sunday, and it is going to be bad. Speaking of bad, it is November, right? Not January. Record snowfall, and not just record cold for November, but places seeing colder temps than they had seen all of last winter. We have been pulling the polar vortex every 2 weeks here, and this is the largest change we've seen yet as the northern vortex settles in while the south has completely broken down for the southern spring on its approach to southern summer. Let's go out to space. We're with Rosetta and Comet 67P, where when I said they had a decade of data and research to do, I was not kidding. From the stretch of the cometary material to interviews with the team's top scientists, it's an excellent review article and video detailing their examination of the comet, and of utmost interest to this electromagnetically inclined collective, its interaction with the charged environment of the solar wind. Let's go out even deeper next, because Pan-STARRS is changing the game. While they are sure some of the newly imaged cohorts are binary stars, some of the ones they are cautiously labeling as white dwarfs are almost certainly planets, and the same goes for the fainter red pickups, just like the one above the C in this image. They are actually more intellectually focused on the planets, because they are learning that the planetary environment around these stars should support numerous of said planets. They believe the planet systems like Tatooine, with multiple suns, might be more common than our own. And by the way, when the little dot is white and almost brighter than the larger companion, that is almost certainly a dwarf star rather than a planet, but they might have planets themselves. And that's what's really got the scientists interested. Up next, another cohort examination, but this time on the galactic scale and over vast ranges of time. The Gaia Enceladus proto-galactic cluster is alleged to have been one of the collisions taken by the Milky Way, along with others such as the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, and in this new examination they are diving deeper into detail on the effects it had on star formation and the eventual shape of the galaxy. One of those effects might be the now confirmed buckling phase undergone by the central bar of the galaxy. Very hard to believe that these studies came out at the same time, and it's harder to come up with a more large-scale electromagnetic structure piece of evidence than the central galactic bar light years across and containing tons of stars acting like a piece of metal and buckling as the galaxy collisions try to twist the wheel of the axis while it's still connected to the cosmic chassis, if you will. Up next, we are once again hitting a concept that most observers intuitively grasp: the large-scale motions of plasma, aka charged particles, even if messy and not linear like in a wire, represent a bulk mass flow current, and they produce magnetic fields. This is why, whether you believe in the Big Bang or an infinite universe or anywhere in between, the motion of the luminous matter that we still see today, potentially so long after initiation, is creating the cosmic scale magnetic fields. They must exist. The top story here, and then the big announcement. Folks, if you have been watching long enough to know that the area around the galaxies, the circumgalactic medium, not only carries much more plasma and dust than they thought, but it's co-rotating with the galaxies and fed by helical spiraling vortex currents from the cosmic web, let me explain how ahead you are. Here, as we get what seems like the 20th paper confirming the circumgalactic medium's character in the last 2 years, it indeed has just been the last 2 years. The definitive shift in the paradigm of thinking just occurred in 2017. Every single galactic rotation problem study or search for dark matter because of that perceived problem began years before the game changed. Now, as they try to dribble a golf ball with a hockey stick towards the end zone, we continue to see the top journals like the Astrophysical Journal here publishing these utterly contrary, basically plasma universe studies alongside the big money dark matter ones. So folks, Observer's community research begins. The latest deeper look has the initial details. The test phase is now until the end of the year, just over a month away, and the test phase is just for website members, but folks, January 1st comes quickly and will hit the ground running. From brainstormers to organizers to researchers, we are trying to take something like the Cosmic Disaster 23-part series and movie, which took me 2 years, and cut it down to a week. You can't imagine what we could accomplish if we could do that across many different fields of study. Folks, we greatly appreciate your support. We've got wind map forecasts and shots of our star to close, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now it's 4:20 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.